Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another stream of Yuko's Desk. So today is a Monday stream. As you all know, we're going to play some video games and we're going to have a little chat, a little nice chat today. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It's always great to see so many familiar faces. I am getting so much love in social media these days because of these Twitch streams. So I can't thank you enough for being here, of course. And as always, you always know, I always start with thanking my lovely followers and all my subscribers. I do apologize if it's a bit noisy because I do have air conditioning just next to me because it's so hot in London that I have to kind of have it blowing just next to me. But I would like to start the chat and the stream with some thank yous. So I'll start by thanking. I'm just gonna Streamlabs just crashed, so I have to load it up again. But I'm just gonna start by thanking everyone. So first of all, let's see here. First off, thank you so much, Dan Pryor, for the follow. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. Also, thank you so much to Andaru for the pledge of $5 on Patreon. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate all that support. Andaru, very appreciated that you're supporting me on Patreon. So also, I would love to thank Guna03 for the follow. I also would love to thank John Ompal for the amazing $100 pledge on Patreon. Thank you so much for the $100 pledge. That really means a lot to me. And I can't wait to talk to you about the showreel, because the $100 pledge basically means that you will be able to have a private chat with me discussing your showreel, which is great. Also, I would love to thank Infect VFX for the follow. That is a pretty cool name, Infect VFX. Also would like to thank Chun77129 for the follow. Also, Lee Watson, thank you so much for the subscription tier 1. Lee Watson is a friend of mine. He's one of my students as well. He's been a very long time Patreon supporter. So Lee, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that you are subscribed to my channel now. Thank you so much for that. Also would like to thank Diogo Sierra 777 for the follow. Thank you so much for that. Also Nun RKH for the follow. And I think that's pretty much it. I also have the subscription on Patreon from Farhad Jond Huri. Thank you so much for the pledge of $1 on Patreon. Much appreciated. Also new to Patreon is Wan Lu for the pledge of $20 on Patreon. Thank you so much for that as well. Really appreciate all these new Patreons that I have now. And I'm going to wrap up with a couple of subscriptions on Twitch. Thank you so much, Yata has 90 for the subscription on Twitch tier 1. Thank you so much, Roach2K, for the subscription tier 1. Roach2K, wow, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Kipretsigo, for the follow. Thank you so much, Kumaran26 for the follow. Thank you so much, Jake Osuk620 for the Twitch subscription tier 1. Much appreciate that. Also, thanks so much to SC Grim for the follow. Thank you so much to M Vares24 for the follow. Thank you so much to You Could Never Tell. You Could Never Tell on subscription tier 1 on Twitch. Thank you so much for that. And also thank you so much to Maxenspur for the resubscription 2 months. Much appreciate for that. And I think that is it, really. That's where we ended up last time. So you guys already know the drill. If you have any questions, be sure to post them on the forum. You can post them on the Patreon of the Discord that we have just for Patreon. You can also, of course, post them on the chat here on Twitch. Now, the lovely Log to Linny is here on the chat, and she's always, every week, always really helping me a lot to make sure people are putting their questions, and then she posts them separately. And I really thank you so much for that, Lenny. Much appreciate your help. It's really, really awesome to have so much help from you on the stream. So I'm gonna start. So I've done all the things. You guys don't know the drill. We're gonna play Silent Hill. Well, you can ask questions. I already have a question here, so I'm gonna jump into the game right away, and we're going to just go through a question already. So I have a question here from Studio 10. Studio 10 says, "What do you think about the software Blender? I've been using it for a while. What do you think the flaws are? I know, like fluids and particle sims." So Studio 10, I really have no really bad things to say about Blender. I think Blender is a wonderful application. I know the creator of Blender personally. He's a really nice guy. You know, Blender is an amazing app. It's completely free. It's pretty much a full tool set. The only problem with Blender at the moment is really not a problem on the software itself. I think the biggest problem is the usage, you know, because unfortunately Blender is not being used by visual effects companies. The reason they don't use Blender in the big top visual effects companies is really because they have a much more stable pipeline with Maya and Autodesk products. They've been using it for decades with Maya. It's always better to have support, you know, it's always better to pay for software, and then you get support. You actually get to contact the support team, and you can get some help exclusively for them. So that is something that is one of the reasons why Blender is not used in the industry, because it doesn't have a monetary way of you getting support, you know, so that's why. So I think it's a wonderful application, but if you really want to work in the visual effects industry, you might want to consider learning Houdini and learning Maya. Those are the two top softwares being used today in visual effects. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much, and thank you, and hello to everyone on the chat. Really appreciate you guys all here. I can see a lot of familiar faces. So I'm gonna continue here. So last time we basically managed to get to the save point, and I think I have to go to the third floor because according to my map, as you can see here, the first floor is pretty much covered. Now we are on what we call on Silent Hill the other side. That means we are actually on the dark side, you know, like the moment where all the ghosts come out and everyone is kind of like being killed, and it's basically like when it's all rusted. When you hear the sirens, that's when Silent Hill becomes the other side. I know the concept of other side only came on Silent Hill 2, but it's... Sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera because it's like a little bit crooked here. But anyway, let's... and I have to go to the third floor because, as you saw here, the second floor, I can't really go through the elevator because the door is blocked. But on the third floor, as you can see, I can still go to room 307, room 306, 305. All those rooms I've never been on. So let's just go and do that. So let's... see here, where do I have to go to that? Okay, elevator is just straight ahead. Let's just go through the elevator straight ahead. So Juan Lu Marado asks, Ayugo, do you know Flowbox? No, not really. I've never used Flowbox. I know of Flowbox, but I've never used it in production. Never really used it on anything. Maybe someone on the chat knows something about that. But I really don't know anything personally about Flowbox. Maybe someone has tried it. Maybe I need to try it. You know, I've heard good things about it. You know, so maybe I should. Okay, so now we're on the third floor. What else can I do here? So apparently I can still. Okay, so this is the first time I actually can go through here because I've never been on this area of the room. So I'm gonna just go through floor by floor, door by door, and see what happens here. Okay. Door looks jammed. This one can't be done. Okay, that's fine. But this one can. Okay, I can hear some music. So you let me know if the music is too high. I'm very happy to drop it. Okay, cool. That's one of the cubes I need. So I'm trying to track these cubes down. So now I have 2 of them. Still have no idea how to use them, and I need 6, I believe. So I'm still missing quite a lot. Oh, the soundtrack of this game is so good. Okay, so let's just go through this door here. And okay, where do I go? Let's see here. So anything else that I can go? I guess I can go through this door if it's open. Is it open? Okay, it's locked. Okay, fine. What about this one? This one opens? Yes, it does. Okay, cool. The music again. Okay, so it looks like there's some stuff here for me to pack. Let's. I can't go through here. Like, these games are so obtuse. These games are so obtuse. Okay, come on. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff to pick up here, actually, so that's cool. So these should be bullets. That's cool. I always need some bullets, especially for the bosses. What else here can I pick? Okay, more bullets. That's good. No, this is not. Oh, this is blood. Okay, blood. Oh, I'm sure this has to do with the thing that I had to pick up some blood. Let's try that. And I also have okay, first aid kit here. So Screen Sam asks, Ayugo, Screen Sam, specific question. While CG compositing, how would you handle motion blur with depth of field? Would you render motion blur in Maya or do both in Nuke? If so, which would be first in the Nuke script flow? So, this is a very old question. A lot of people have asked me this, and to be very frank, there's no real way of knowing if it should be first the motion blur or first the depth of field in Nuke. The reason for this is because Nuke is not mathematically correct in depth of field in ZDepth. You know, it's a 2D application. So because it's a 2D application, it's not really making depth of field first or motion blur second, you know. It doesn't really work that way because it's a 2D application. I tend to most of the time I do my depth of field and then I motion blur, but I've also done the opposite. The reason I say that I've done the opposite is because sometimes I get better results. So I would say that maybe try to do the depth of field first, and if you don't have good edges and if you have some bad results, maybe then swap. Now, to answer your other question, I always render motion blur whenever I can. Of course, if I have the power, the render farm, I try my best to render the motion blur baked in the 3D. The reason I do that is because motion blur baked is a lot better than using vector blurs in 2D inside of Nuke. So that's why. I never really do depth of field in 3D. And the reason I don't do depth of field in real time... Oh, this is such a good angle. The reason I don't do depth of field in the CG package is because I like to have... Oh, that's another plate. That's cool. I like to have total control of how my depth of field looks. And so if I do the depth of field inside of Nuke, then I can control the aperture, I can control the amount of depth, and I can also do rack defocusing. And this is really important for me, you know, I like to do rack defocusing to match the camera. So to answer my question, long and short, I always try to do motion blur baked in 3D, and I always do depth of field inside of Nuke. So to answer your question, that means that I always do the depth of field alone. If I do both things inside of Nuke, then I try to do the depth of field first and then the motion blur second. But if you have problems with this, you can always reverse. I hope that answered your question. This doesn't look good, man. Okay, what was that? Why are they joking with me? That's not good. This is not good. Okay, so that was nothing. Okay, I guess just a scary moment. Okay, so where can I go? I can get... Okay, so room 301 still hasn't been open. Let's try that. Okay, cool. And what's going on here? Oh, that's great. What is that? Jesus, what the fuck is going on here? A bird cage. It's empty. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that was riveting. Okay. This game, man, is just... Jeez. Okay, well, let's try another door. I guess I can do some washing here. Oh, man, the music is growing, so this can only mean one thing. Can only mean things are not gonna go well. I'm always a bit worried about this thing. Because, so I'm going to basically just see... Sorry. I'm gonna see if I can answer some other questions here. So let's see here. Another question here I have. So Screen Sam, hope that answered your question. And of course, if it didn't answer your question, you can just message again. So Rich Harper asks, so here's a question. Rich Harper asks, what are your thoughts on 3D renders within Nuke, like V-Ray? I've not had the need to use them myself. Wonder if you had. So I have never used V-Ray directly in production inside of Nuke. I have not. I'll be honest, I have rendered quite a lot of things on the scanliner render, and I've rendered a lot of things using the beta renderer they have, you know, the what's the name, the ray tracer. So I've used a lot of those things. Wait a minute, I need to probably try this again, because so I have used both the scanline and the ray tracer to render out quite a lot of things, you know, like normal passes, lighting passes, position passes, even some diffuse passes as well. But I've never used V-Ray in production, and I think the reason I've never used V-Ray in production is because it's mainly because it's quite. I've heard that it's quite heavy. Also, it doesn't support Mac, so for me, it's always going to be a little bit of a problem. I'm mostly a Mac artist. I mostly use a Mac OS, so until they make VCR, it's old and but usable. I guess I need a tape. Probably there's a tape somewhere. As I remember, oh, there's a save base point here. That's good. So that's my answer to you. So I'm gonna just save this thing here. So going back to the questions here. Varket asks, hello Hugo. Varket asks, hello Hugo, what do you think is the best workflow, Nuke Maya, regarding undistorting plates for the CG artist? So the best undistorting pipeline, in my view, from a professional point of view, is you should basically get the footage. The footage gets conformed to an EXR or something. And then once you have the footage, you should go to Nuke and undistort the footage using the lens grid. Once the footage is undistorted, you should then export perhaps a JPEG version or something, so that you can then track it inside of Maya, for example. So that you can track it inside a 3D package. Once you track it inside the 3D package, then you can output to Maya. So the pipeline would always be undistort the plate, do all your tracking, and then do not use that plate, the undistorted plate. The whole point of this is to distort the CG that comes out of Maya, right? So once the CG comes out of Maya, what you do is you apply the distortion of the lens that you've calculated from the lens grid. You apply the distortion to the CG, you apply the distortion to the matte paintings. And you do not apply the distortion to the footage, because the footage already has distortion. So that means you use the untouched version of the footage without any undistortion, and then you apply distortion to the CG, matte painting, or any other elements you are placing and compositing. That's the process, and this is the process being used in visual effects films. It's a process that we use at the mill. It's a process that Framestore uses, the process that DNEG uses. It's the process that most visual effects companies use. I hope that answered your question. A steel plate, it's screwed to the wall. Okay, that's fascinating. I guess I can't do anything here. I think I've been here already anyway. I do think so. I think all of these, or yeah, that's all good. Okay, so I've done all of this now. So I guess let's see here. If I go down the stairs, I've been here as well. So I actually need to, okay, I need somehow to, oh yeah, I can go through the nurse center into the operating prep. That's what I'm gonna do. So that means I'm gonna definitely go down the stairs and see if that works. So that means I need to kind of go down the hill here. So all the way down, and then I need to go through the staircase. The staircase should be this one here. Okay, cool. Glad it's open. Then I should go down. Cool. And once I'm here, what should I do here? Is that a door? Should be a door. Okay, here we go. The the thing is so pixelated that I can't even notice sometimes the doors. Okay, so that's exactly where I need to go. I need to go to the nurse center and then go through here to there. Okay, cool. So let's just do that. Let's go through the nurse center here. I've been here before. Oh yeah, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. I can't do this one. I don't have all... Well, maybe I do. Because I only need 4. But where should they be? Fuck, I have no idea. I'm sure we had... How many do I have? Do I have 4? Let's just have a look. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I only have 3. Okay, so I can't even do it. So then I guess I need to find number 4. God damn it. What is this? No. Okay. Well, number 4 is not here. Well, anyway, let's just go through the questions again. So let's see here. One, Marado is asking, I'm a bit of an... I'm not going to say this. It was you that said it, okay? One. So one says, I'm a bit of an idiot. That is one saying, not me. I'm unable to send you the NDA on Patreon. It's one here, one Lou. Some advice? Well, one, you can send it using Dropbox, or you can send it using Google Drive, the PDF, or you can send it using WeTransfer. So any of those services will allow you to put a link with the PDF. So if you send me through the messages of Patreon, if you send me a link from Google Drive or Dropbox or a link from WeTransfer, you can then send me the PDF. I think that would be the best way. Rich Harper is asking, so is your use to get passes you need rather than creating a beauty? So, okay, let me see if I can understand your question. So is your use to get passes you need rather than creating a beauty? I'm not entirely sure what you mean, but I'm assuming you're asking me if I just do a beauty or if I use passes. To answer that, yes, I always build my beauty from passes. I think that's what you mean. If it's not what you mean, then please let me know, and I'll make sure I'll answer that again, okay? In the meantime, since I have you all here online, I just wanted to basically share something here with you. So this is, first of all, don't forget my course, my Nuke course for Hugo's Desk is still up and running. There's only 10 days left to sign up. Only 10 days left, don't forget. And because we have been so successful with the course, we've actually made some new stretch goals. Not just the stretch goals of production that I've told you about last week. Last week I told you that now we have new classes regarding production classes. We have core skill classes. We have showreel and recruitment classes. We have also compositing workshops. And these are all extra classes we're giving away for free on this course once we reach these numbers. But beyond that, we also have some brand new classes that came in this week. So now we're also going to be associated with F-Track. So F-Track is going to sponsor their sponsorship basically is they're going to give away for free access to F-Track. So for those of you who don't know what F-Track is, you should definitely check it out. F-Track is basically a management tool for visual effects. It's very similar to Shotgun. So if any of you here know what Shotgun is, F-Track is pretty much the same thing. So if you sign up to this course, you'll get access to F-Track for free during the duration of the course. And also we're going to have new classes. Basically, these new classes help you to organize your project and divide your tasks, which is a fundamental for the fast-paced deadlines of modern visual effects. We're going to basically introduce you to F-Track and to visual effects management software. So we're going to go through what is F-Track. We're going to go through why do you need a management tool to work. We're also going to go through the interface of F-Track. We're going to also show you how to create a project in F-Track, how to make thumbnails and the metadata for the project, how to actually use Nuke and Nuke Studio connection to F-Track, because it is possible to have it connected. Also, how to manage a project, how to assign roles, how to deliver dailies on F-Track Review, and how to deal with reviews notes from clients. So this is basically a way for you to learn. And like I said, F-Track is pretty much the same as Shotgun. So if you learn F-Track, you will also know Shotgun. They're pretty much the same application. So don't forget that. Don't forget about my course. So if for those of you that are in the chat, that are still thinking of actually learning Nuke, this is a professional course that only has a professional footage. It's a very advanced course created just by senior artists, and all the footage is basically footage from production. So if you want to sign up, just please go ahead. The other thing I want to talk to you about, and this is a more serious matter, is about the future of these Twitch streams. So I recently posted on my Patreon a voting, because as I explained on the Twitch on this page here, and I really invite you all to vote. So I'm gonna put the message here. So this is open to the public. You just have to basically sign up to Patreon. You don't need to be my subscriber to Patreon. You just have to do a free account to be able to vote. So like I said, for you to vote on this, you don't have to pay Patreon. You just have to have an account, a free account on Patreon. So the reason I put this vote up is because for me, I'm going to read the post and then I think it's easier. I basically say, since you've been supporting my channel for so long, I would like to ask you a very important question. Let me explain. I really enjoy my Twitch streams a lot, but I feel like they are watched by very few people. Currently, the live streams have about 50 people of average. At the moment, we have 28 people watching, so sometimes it's even less. And the unlisted YouTube replays are on average 20 views. So for those of you that don't know, I basically post the full streams. You know, Twitch basically deletes my streams 60 days after they're made. And so once Twitch deletes them, and I can't do anything about that, Twitch always deletes everyone's videos after 60 days. Once they do that, I publish the full streams on my YouTube, but it's exclusive, it's unlisted. So only my Patreons above $5 can watch my full stream replays. And so I mentioned here that I have an average of 50 people watching, and then my views on my replays are about 20 views. So that means I have about 70 people watching my streams. Normally, my videos on YouTube have about 5,000 to 25,000 views on after a few months. So my main thing, where the 20K of YouTube are hiding, what do you mean? So no, most of my videos after a few months have about 20,000 views. So basically, I'm saying I've always tried not to have any paywalls on my content, because I know some people can't support my channel financially, which is okay. You know, if some people can't support it, that's fine. And I'm really happy to even have people watching the videos. I'm really happy with that. My channel has always been built by the few that can pay for the many that can't. Hugo's Desk philosophy is to share information for free, and every month I try my best to do so. So that's kind of my point of view. So what I say on this post here is, with this in mind, I would like to know what you think about this. Should I share my Twitch streams with the world? And if you think I should share them, for how long should they be exclusive to Patreon? Please vote and let me know. And I do mention here, regardless of your vote or the results, I hope you don't decide to leave my Patreon. And this is very important for me, and I really wanted to make sure you all knew what I mean. It's important to understand that if I don't have your support on Patreon, I might have to close down the channel. Having said that, it's important not to lose sight of my original objective, to share professional, high-quality information for free on YouTube, especially now that there are so many bad-quality channels popping up. So the main thing I wanted to really, for people to be clear here, is that I'm sharing all these videos and I'm doing these streams, but unfortunately they do not give me enough revenue for me to do them. You know, I get very little money from Patreon. I get very little money on YouTube. And unfortunately, I have to make a decision if I should continue to make these videos and streams, or if I just should focus on my visual effects career. Because obviously my visual effects career pays like 10 times more than doing these videos. And I do lose money right now making these videos. So my thought was that I would like to make the Twitch streams available on YouTube for everyone, because that means that more people can watch it, and maybe YouTube can grow, and I can have more subscribers on YouTube, and I can maybe have more revenue on YouTube as well, and especially have maybe some sponsors. So I've put a vote up. My vote is people. My vote basically is like this. The question is, should I share my Twitch stream replays? I'm not talking about the Twitch stream you're watching right now, which is live and which becomes 60 days available for any subscriber on Twitch. I'm talking about the ones that I have after the 60 days are over. Basically, once Twitch deletes them, what should happen to these streams? So my points are, what should happen to the Twitch streams? No, do not share them. They should be exclusive to Patreon. So 0 people have voted for that. Yes, but only after 3 months exclusive Patreon. So 11 people have voted that I should share them, but only 3 months after they're available to Patreon. That means it would be 5 months. That means it would be 2 months in Twitch, then 3 months on Patreon, and then 5 months after the original date, it will finally be for free on YouTube. Then I have other points here. Yes, but only 4 months later. Yes, but only 6 months later. Yes, but only 1 year later. And then I have the 2 last options, which is do not share. They should be exclusive to Patreon, but you can sell them online, and that means I could make a website and sell the workshops. Or the last one is do not share. They should be exclusive to Patreon, but you should publish smaller edited versions for free. So far, I've published this on my Patreon. My Patreon only has about 160 people. I have made this voting public, completely public, so that everyone can vote, okay? So I'm posting it on here on my chat, and anyone can vote this as long as you sign up to Patreon. You don't need to pay on Patreon, but you can sign up and make a vote. I'm really interested to know what people think about this, because I personally really want to keep them exclusive on Patreon for a little while, for a couple of months, maybe 3 months. And then after that, I would love for them to be available for everyone to watch. Again, going back to that decision, for me, it's important that some people that can afford to support my channel, they are paying for others to also be able to watch my channel, because not everyone can pay to support my channel. Not everyone has $5, not everyone has $1. There are some countries in the world where $1 is a lot of money, and there are some countries in the world where $5 is a lot of money, and I would never ask for people to spend $5 if they don't have them, But obviously, I know that some countries, $5 is nothing. So that's where this is coming from. So I guess on this Q&A, we have something different today. I guess this is a question to you all, on the chat. What do you think about this? Like, do you think I should share my Twitch streams months later for free on YouTube? That means after the 60 days of Twitch and after 3 months on Patreon. What do you think about that? Is that something that you think I should do, or do you think it should always be behind the paywall? I'm very curious to know how this voting goes around. One thing I did forget was to put a date for the end of the vote. I just realized that now. I kind of have to put some end. So I'm gonna put an end date, and the end date will be Friday. Yes, I'll put it to Friday, and I think that should be fine. So save. So let me know what you guys think. So Rich Harper is already saying, I'm going to just join in here too, because we're going to do a break soon anyway. So Rich Harper says, I think the lifetime relevance of your content is quite long. I mean, the questions and techniques aren't going anywhere fast. Looking at you, the Foundry. Okay. So what does that mean? What do you mean with that? Do you think then I should share my videos online 6 months later? Or do you think they should always be just specifically for Patreons and just specifically for Twitch subscribers? Keep in mind, though, that Twitch subscribers can only watch them 60 days. And after 60 days, unfortunately, Twitch deletes them. I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this. The people on the chat here. The people on the chat, most of them are subscribers to my Twitch stream. And obviously, if I decide to make my videos available 6 months later on my YouTube channel, I hope you don't leave my subscriptions on Twitch. I hope you don't leave on my Patreon, because don't forget that without my subscriptions on Twitter, on Twitch, without the subscriptions on Patreon, I wouldn't be able to even do these videos, let alone so that would be a problem for me. So Rich Harper says, I just think that if you release it now or 2 years, you'll still have an audience for them. No, I know that, Rich. But this is what I'm asking. Because right now, they're exclusive to Patreon. So only people on Patreon can watch them. They will never be available to anyone else. And I just feel like that's a disservice to my original objective of my channel. I feel like my channel should be about sharing without paywalls. That's how I feel, I feel like I shouldn't have paywalls. I can definitely have temporary paywalls. I'm happy to have a 6 months paywall where people can only watch it, during that time, and then it's free after that. But I'm just like wondering what you guys think about that. So yeah. So anyway. Thank you so much for the kind words, Juan. Thank you so much. I will never leave you either. Thank you so much for that. So please let me know what you guys think. You're awfully quiet, and I really want to know what you guys think about that. Okay, so Log Tulini said she voted 3 months exclusive. It's like a sweet spot between paywall and sharing. Don't forget, Log Tulini, that it's actually not 3 months, it's 5. Because you have 2 months on Twitch and then 3 on Patreon. So it's actually 5 months that it would be. Anyway, let's do what we usually do. Let's do a break. Don't go anywhere. Let's remember, 45 minutes have passed. And it's very important for all you to stretch your legs, drink some water, and basically get some good things flowing in your eyes. Basically look outside the window maybe. Get up of your chair and stretch your legs so you can get some blood flowing. Let's make sure we do some responsible Twitch streaming, okay? I'll see you very soon. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in about 3 to 4 minutes, okay? I'll see you very soon. Let's go to an intermission. Okay, so I'm back. I hope you guys all stretch your legs. I hope you've drank some water. Hope you don't disappoint me like that. You need to stretch your legs, get some blood flowing. As usual, I always show you my t-shirt every day. So here's my t-shirt for today. This is one of my favorite directors ever. So this is from Ghibli Studios, from Miyazaki. And this is Princess Mononoke. So it's one of my favorite films ever. And this is also one of my favorite t-shirts. And look at these little guys here. Look at them. They're so cute. Look at them. Tick, tick. They do this with their heads. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to... I'll jump into the discussion. I'll also show you something new here that I bought. So I recently bought this game. Really, really nice. So this is Super Mario Maker 2, which also has a little pen so that you can actually make your levels on Super Mario. This is a really funny game. Look at that beautiful thing. Just look at him. He has like a little builder's helmet. This is just awesome. And also with it, it's this thing here. This was for free. It came with it. I haven't opened it yet, but it basically has Mario there. It has a full functioning flag. Has a full functioning pipe as well. It goes up and down, and a little bomb as well. So they're all full functioning. Look at that beautiful thing. I need to open it and take some pictures. This could be quite cool. So yeah, so this was for free when I bought the game. It came this thing. That was pretty cool. I can see the discussion is heating up here. So let's just go back a little bit on the discussion.
More to the left? No.
More to the left. More to the right. Thank you so much, Rise You, I guess. How do I pronounce this? Rise You. I hope this is Rise anyway. Thank you so much for this resubscription 2 months. Thank you so much for that. So I'm a little behind on the chat here. So let me just go back here. So Let's see here. So, Varket says, I think you should leave it just for subs and Patreons. I think also that there is a lack of high-end workshop for Nuke with advanced techniques regarding specific subjects, like Rebel Way does with Houdini. So, Verket, I'm a bit confused with your answer then, because first you say that they should just be for Patreons and subs, but then after that you say there's lack of high-end workshops. So, if I'm going to make them only for subs and subscribers, then no one will see them. Only the subs. And the truth of the matter is that I don't get a lot of subs. I just, it's never more than, I only have like 50 people subbing on Patreon. Only have like 90 subs on Twitch, so it's not a lot of people anyway. So, Lee Watson says, it bothers me the Z-axis is pointing up on the toilet. Oh, I'm sorry, Lee. I'm so sorry about that. I can't do anything about that. That wonderful GIF was not made by B. sorry about that. João Boyon says, please share it all because it's good to continue to see quality material on YouTube. It's reciprocity. It's 2 months on Twitch and then 3 months on Patreon. So the 3 months is only for Patreon. So even when it's available on Patreon, it's already been available on Twitch 2 months. So it's actually 5. George says, hi, George. Nice to see you here. George says, I don't want to be the bad guy here, but I will agree with Varket. The series of you just have to be better or also showing a lot of tips and tricks, but the high-end techniques and the in-depth conversations should not be offered for free. Yeah, I guess that's why I'm having this discussion. That's why I'm just wanting to hear everyone's opinion about this. Ultimately, I make the decision, and ultimately I'll make the decision after I see the voting, and that's why I wanted to chat with all of you here today. I'm basically taking all the feedback on board. I just wanted to know, because I also don't want to do anything that people get upset with about, Sorry. Sorry. Got something into my throat here. I don't want, to make something that people get so upset that then they all leave my streams and they all leave my Patreon. So, George says, please do not get me wrong. No, I don't. And George also says, but if someone wants to learn them, have to give at least something back. Well, that's true, George. But the reason why I'm having this discussion, George, is because I could not get it through. Like I tell people to subscribe on Patreon. I tell people to subscribe on Twitch, and people just don't do it. Like I have 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I have 100 people on Patreon. It's like that's less than 0.1%. So it's less than 0.1. So it's really small, and that amount of people that actually subscribe and actually support me on Patreon is not enough to support my channel, because I spend full time working on my channel these days, doing the streams and doing the videos, and I just can't. Otherwise, I will have to work a lot, on visual effects to try to compensate all that time that I work. So it's a tricky thing for me. I've never managed to convince anyone to go to Patreon after, because of these tutorials, because most people think they can find anything on YouTube. Most people think they can just search on YouTube and they find the information and that's it. So that's why I'm kind of thinking about this, because I'm feeling like YouTube is being crowded by bad tutorials, really nasty and bad tutorials, and really poorly made tutorials. There's so many of them on YouTube these days. And so I see an opportunity to actually put on YouTube high quality videos instead of really the shitty videos that you kind of see right now. So yeah, so that's kind of where I am. Yeah, so basically I'm gonna go into the questions here, because I can see some people are not patient enough to wait for the questions, so I'm gonna jump into the questions. So basically I have here a question from Rich Harper. He says, but what is sustainable long-term? Man gotta eat. So Rich, great question about the sustainability of this model. basically, this is not sustainable. No, it's not sustainable, and unfortunately, I'm spending all my time doing Twitch, doing YouTube videos, and I'm earning very little in return. I'm basically, getting every month, maybe a bit less than $1,000, which is not even £800, and obviously it doesn't even pay for my rent, So it's not even enough to pay the rent, let alone to pay the bills and even to live or to actually have money to eat food or do other things. So it's definitely not sustainable. No, it's not sustainable at all. So I kind of feel like if I had the Twitch streams live on YouTube, maybe I could generate more YouTube videos, YouTube views, and I could also generate maybe more interest from sponsors. That's kind of my feeling. Because for me, sorry, I'm just like pausing because that's so high up, that noise. For me, it's like if I can get more people watching YouTube, I can maybe get more sponsors. Sorry about that. I can get more sponsors, and the sponsors could be the way for me to actually have profitability. If I can have more sponsors on the channel, then I don't even need to worry about subscribers or Patreon, because the sponsors would pay for the channel. That's my plan, at least. At the end of the day, that's why I'm talking to you, all of you, about this. Anyway, so I thought about this, and I can assume that maybe perhaps I need to do something to get that green thing. And I can only assume it could be maybe this blood. Maybe. At least I kind of vaguely remember this. I vaguely remember the blood was used for this. And I'm going to try it and see what happens. Okay, so it seemed that it worked. It seemed like he's busy with the blood, so let's just go and get that thing. Can I kill it? Probably not. Okay, fine. Let's just leave it there. So I have all 4 now, so I can now return to this thing and try to see if I can do it. So I have a question here as well. It's been a long question here, so I'm so sorry for the delay. So Afolia asks, Afolia, is that how I pronounce that? Afolia? Afolia asks, I hope it's not too high, the sound. Sorry, I've muted it because it was I was coughing. So Afolia is asking, hello, how long time did you spend to collect to this equipment? So I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Which equipment? Are you talking about equipment, of my equipment, like the computer equipment? You're talking about photography equipment? Are you talking about the streaming material, the streaming equipment I have to do streams? Could you let me know what you mean with that? Because I'm not entirely sure what you mean with your question, okay? So, George is asking, I have a problem with the Kickstarter. I can't download these lessons. I have to move for a few weeks. And I will not have internet, but I would love to take most of the lessons again, and I would like to download them. So, George, do you have Windows 10? At the moment, as we've posted on many times on the forums and posted many times on emails, it only supports Windows 10, the download function. If you have Windows 10, then you can download. And if you are having issues with the download, then could you please contact Bjorn? Bjorn can help you with this. He's going to be the one that can really help you with the download function. But yeah, it's only for Windows 10, okay? So don't forget that. And I am sorry that you're having some issues with that. If you're trying to download for the Mac, then it will not work. So, okay, so Aluli is actually asking me, how long did it took? How long time did you spend to collect all the equipment? So, it's a difficult question, Aluya. I mean, I've been buying equipment for 20 years. I don't know, like I buy computers every 5 years. Every 5 years I buy a new computer. Every 5 years I buy a brand new computer. The last computer I bought was about 6 years ago, so I'm already 1 year off, which was the Mac Pro 6.1. I'm going to buy the new Mac Pro 7.1 once it comes out. Before that, I bought the Mac Pro 5.1, and before that, I bought the Mac Pro 1.1, and before that, I bought the G5, before that, I bought the G4, before that, I had a Windows machine. So I buy a machine maybe every 5 years, but my equipment is bought progressively. So every time I have a job, and this is something I should advise you as a career, every time I have a job, I put some money of my job into equipment. So I'm not saying it's a complete perfect percentage, but sometimes it's 10%, sometimes it's 15%, sometimes it's 20%. You should always, whenever you earn money, you should put it to a savings account so you can buy some equipment. I never buy anything on credit, by the way. Never buy credit. I don't have credit. So always buy for like full with the full amount, because it's so much easier, and then you don't have any monthly payments, you know. So I basically put a percentage of my income into a separate account, and then I basically buy my equipment. You know, I buy my cameras and I buy my lenses, and I keep buying them and buying them and buying them. I hope that answered your question, really. Now, this thing here, I have no idea what I need to do with this, and because I really have been talking, I have no idea how to open this door, so I kind of have to, I guess, get some help, and hopefully I can get some help. So I really apologize that I'm gonna do that, but I kind of need to like just search how to open this door, because I have no idea. So although I might need to well, let's try it anyway. So I have plate of queen, square red plate with the picture of Queen of Hearts, okay? Square green plate with a picture of Mad Hatter. Okay, so it's Alice in the Wonderland. Square blue plate with the picture of Mock Turtle, and square plate of cat. Square yellow plate with the picture of the Cheshire Cat. Okay, so let's try Cheshire Cat. Let's have a look at this thing. Now, I do not know where they should be, though. Where do I want to set the plate? I mean, I have no idea, but should we put the cat up? Maybe? I don't know. Now, I have no idea which one should be first, so I'm gonna put the queen up as well. My logic here is just maybe the queen and the cat should be up because they're higher than everyone else. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe that would be it. The Hatter, I would guess maybe on the bottom here. And then, of course, the turtle on the other side. I'm sure this is wrong. And then I have to just search the web for this. I'm sure this is wrong. Oh man, it was not right. Okay, so how do I discover this then? So this doesn't open. Okay, god damn it, I have to search this online then, because I have no idea. These things, man, on the 90s video games, they're so cryptic, man. They're so cryptic. So basically, let's see. Thank you so much for the subscription, Stuart King. So, more questions here. I have a question from Juan Marado. So, when we make a dispill, it is almost always gray background, but if we have a woman with gray hair, for example, is it better to make another color? So, if you have a woman with gray hair, and I mean, usually if you want to film someone with very light hair, like blonde or gray or white hair, you might want to consider blue screen. A lot of times you get better results with blue screens than green. I guess that could answer your question. Then the neck one says, hello Hugo. Neck one, hello Hugo. Most monitor manufacturers create separate monitors for post-production and photography. Do you think other monitors will begin to follow the trend that will be set by Apple Pro Display X XDR? Secondly, what is your take on the Apple Pro Display XDR in terms of your personal workflow? So first of all, yes, both manufacturers do multiple monitors, and in fact, I would highly I have all three of these monitors from BenQ, but if you go, for example, you know, I'm talking about BenQ because that's the company that I know the best, because BenQ is sponsors my channel and I know them very well, and I have three BenQs here next to me. Basically, they split their thing between the designer, the photography, and the video production. The biggest difference really is the designer monitors. They are not hardware calibrated, right? So they are the cheapest ones, and they are set for designer. They're still 10-bit, but they don't have hardware calibration. That's because they are not as accurate as the other monitors, but they still have 10-bit, and they still have a lot of functions that are really good for 3D artists, for designers, for AutoCAD people, for 3D Studio Max, for Maya, those kind of things. So this is the cheapest range that they have. Then you have the photography monitors. Now, the photography monitors are a bit more expensive, and they have hardware calibration. So they have built-in hardware calibration, and they have Adobe RGB color space. They have proper HDR. They have like multiple features that are very good for photography, especially a hood, all those kind of things. So this is my favorite monitor, by the way. And then third but not least, the most expensive one is the video production monitor. And the PV series, are basically specifically built for Rec. 09 workflow. That means they're built for video production. They're built for Premiere, After Effects, Premiere, After Effects, editorial, Final Cut, DaVinci, Nuke, anything that has to do with editorial, finishing, color correction, delivering. That's what you want to use, because you want to have your monitor with hardware calibration with Rec. 09. So that's kind of how, this is my take on this, okay, so that you know. Hope that answered your question. So I do need to look for this thing, because I don't know the solution of this. So let's see here. Silent Hill, Alice in Wonderland puzzle. I'm sorry guys, I'm just gonna do that because I just can't figure this one out. I'm sure there was a bunch of things that told us how this should be done, but I have no idea, and I don't remember, and we've been talking, and I've been doing this every week, and I have no idea where it should be. So I'm going to basically, let's see here. So apparently I was wrong with this. So the red was definitely on the correct place, but the green was not on the correct place. So I only had one that was on the correct place, actually. So according to YouTube, according to Google, at least. So that means that they say, let's see here. No, I don't want to remove any more. Now I want to bring in the blue one. Blue one should be in here. Green one should be on the bottom. Oh, keep pressing the wrong thing. I noticed that I always get a lot more viewers at the end of the stream. I wonder if it's because you guys would prefer me to do it later. Is it too early? Do I do the stream too early? Is that the problem? Let me know in the chat if you think that's the problem. I probably could do it a bit later. I could do it at 7, but I guess it's a bit more tricky with dinner and everything. Oh, it opened. Now it opened. That's good. Well, I feel a bit stupid, of course, because I should have thought this through, but... okay, oh yeah, sorry. To answer your question, the neck one as well. What is my opinion about the Apple Pro Display? The Apple Pro Display looks amazing. And I think the Apple Pro Display can only be really compared to an Enzo monitor. The Apple Pro Display is $5,000 because it's as good as an Enzo monitor. So if you go to Enzo, you'll see that their monitors with the same specs cost about £6,000–7,000. They even have £10,000 monitors. So that's the kind of display Apple is competing with. Apple is not competing with consumer monitors. And that's why this conversation from people saying, oh, this is so expensive, this monitor is so expensive. Of course it's expensive. It's a professional monitor competing with Enzo monitors. What do you think? What's going to happen? It's actually cheaper than an Enzo monitor. It's actually £1,000 cheaper than an Enzo monitor. So this conversation about being expensive is just clickbait, pretty much. It's literally clickbait. That's what I would say. Yeah, so one but other, I already answered your question about the gray hair. So let's just let's see here. Have you guys mentioned anything else about my voting? Okay, so Boris says, without your tutorials, I would never consider learning Nuke. Okay, thank you so much for that, Boris. Thank you so much for that. Marco Marco Montesinos, that's a nice name, man, asks, hi Hugo, regarding the private schoolboy's opinion, I have to say that if it's not, if not was for looking good content tutorials on YouTube, I never would find You Just Have to Be Better series, or for the quality of those, I wasn't thinking in investing in your compositing course this year. Thanks for the initiative of getting free good content. Thank you. I mean, I believe in your quality, and I will assist you this year. I will assist this year to your course. Well, thank you so much for saying that, Marco. Thank you so much for saying that. Really appreciate your kind words. Really appreciate. So George is asking me, hi Hugo, I'm thinking of building a new PC with an AMD Ryzen 7 with an RTX 2060 and 64 gigs of RAM. Do you think Nuke can run okay with that? Of course it can. Of course, it's perfect. Like, yeah, sure. I mean, of course it can run. I run on much slower specs and it works fine. So always think about RAM. You know, 64 is great, but if you can get 128, even better. Try to have even more. So I'm gonna go in through this door then. Should I go through the door? Let's just do that and go through the door. Okay, so these little man. I don't have a lot of just die already. It's gonna kill this. Okay, no, it's dead. I need to kind of like be careful because really need to be careful because I don't think I have a lot of life left. Okay, it's orange. I might just want to use that. Keep the questions coming. Don't worry about it. I'm just like, is this still alive? I don't think it is. Oh, there's another one. Of course there is. God damn it, these nurses, man. These nurses driving me nuts. Just die already. Oh, that was a lot quicker. Why is that? Oh, god damn it. There's another one there. This little bitch. No. Why were you hiding like that? God damn it. Just go and die. Why was the other one so quick and this one doesn't die? Just die already. Jesus. What the fuck? Real Pixel Phil says, I'm late. Was there any PF track info? No. Sorry, I don't really do PF track. I'm so sorry for that. And a little bit more to right. And a little bit more to left. No. And a little bit more to right. A little bit more to right. A little bit more to left. So, Real Pixel Phil, thank you so much for the resubscription 3 months on Twitch. Thank you so much for that. It means a lot to me that you can be supporting me on my channel. It means a lot to all of you to being here. You guys make me so happy. Thank you so much for that. It means a lot, and I'm talking from the bottom of my heart. Believe me. Okay, I have a bunch of rooms now. Ah, god damn it. Let's just go through all these rooms and clear them out. So, first of all, before I even go and get killed, do I actually have... Okay, I'm still green. Okay. Okay, here we go. Damn it. These little fuckers, man. Ah, they always bite a little bit, don't they? God damn it. So yeah, I'm afraid, Phil, I don't really have a lot of F-track. I don't have any PF track knowledge to give you. Maybe someone on the chat has some knowledge to give you from F-track, but I don't really have any PF track knowledge. I do apologize for that. I can't know everything, you know. I can only know some stuff. Oh, there's another one here. Like, oh man, what is up with these nurses, man? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, man. I just think... So this is a question directly to George. Okay, so George, I hope you're still here, George. I have a question for you then. So you were saying that you think that it should be behind a paywall. You know, you think that my videos should actually, my Twitch streams should actually be, people would have to pay for them. So what about this? What if I leave the full stream available only for subscribers, but if I make shorter versions, like smaller chunks of it, available for free? So imagine like the full stream. Oh fuck, I died now. I'm talking with George and now I died. Look at that, George. It's all your fault. Where was even... Oh man, you see, this is the thing with old video games. God damn it. Old video games, you have to go back and do it again. There's no autosave. It doesn't save really. Where was I? Let's see here. Oh my god, where was I? I don't even... Oh man. I think I still have the blood, don't I? I think I still have the blood, man. Jesus, we went really back here. Oh my god, I still have the blood. Jesus, I still have... Jesus, I only have 2 of them. Oh my god. This is bad, guys. I have to do this all again. I'm basically back again. At least it should be faster now. Jesus Christ, I can't believe this, man. I just... Oh, man, I hate 90s games, man, because they... Oh, they're just so painful, man. They're just so painful. Okay, well... Oh, well, nothing I can do about this, really. So, which one do I have? I have the turtle and the cat. Okay, so I need... God damn it, I have to look again. I need to get the queen. So the queen was on the 1st floor, so I have to kind of go to the 1st floor. God damn it. So, George, I was asking you, so you think that would work for you? So I think you think that then if I would have done it that way, like basically making, you know, shorter clips or maybe making a very heavily edited version with only some of the details and some of the things, you think that would work better for you? That's one of my options, for sure, by the way. So one of my options is actually doing that. One of the options I have is for you to, you can vote on that if you want to. So maybe vote for that option and see who wins the vote, you know. Let's see here. I need to go to where? I need to go to the director's office to get the plate. Okay. God damn it. I can't believe I died. It's the first time I died on the game, isn't it? I think it's the first time I died. This is 90s games, man. You have to backtrack all this shit again. So I think the director's office was here. So George says, under my opinion, will make people to pay something small, at least in order to get all the tips. Well, you say that, George, but people just don't pay. That's the thing. People don't pay. They just don't. No matter how many times I tell them, no matter how many times I ask them to help me, no matter how many times I really beg for them to support the channel, they just don't. So for me, I think that it's my thought here was that maybe I should put them on YouTube, because then if I put them on YouTube, maybe I can have a lot of views, and maybe if I can have a lot of views, I can have a lot of subscribers. If I have a lot of subscribers for free, then maybe I can have some kind of supporters on subscription, like maybe some kind of sponsors, you know, maybe sponsors would help out or something like that. That was my thought on this. Because getting sponsors to the channel would really help the channel a lot, you know? So that's so the neck one says the full stream, partial stream might be the sweet spot. I think balance between your financial needs and desire to help the industry progress may have 2 parts. Part 1, passive income. As you mentioned, the YouTube ad dollars could be a huge benefit to the long run. Well, let me say this, the neck one. YouTube does not pay shit. So YouTube pays me maybe $50 a month. That's it. That is the maximum you can get out of YouTube. Because the problem is that I don't have millions of views. I only have up to 20,000. So YouTube's revenue is not anything to be thinking about. Like, there's no point of you thinking about YouTube's revenue. YouTube revenue is just horrible. So because you don't get any money from it. So I would much prefer to have sponsors on the YouTube channel, because if you get sponsors, then at least you can get a lot more income from the YouTube channel. Because then you get external revenue from the channel. At the moment, unfortunately, YouTube revenue is just a joke. For smaller channels like mine, is really a joke. So that's kind of where I am there. And then as you say, stream ad revenue, and then say part 2. I think consolidating your viewership to a single platform might be best. Well, sure. I guess I could do that, but Twitch, YouTube is really bad on streaming. It just doesn't have enough people. It doesn't have the same tools. I just don't feel like YouTube is good enough for me to do a really good stream. Twitch also has a lot more revenue sources to do these kind of things, you know. Here you go, George. Thank you so much, George, for the tip on the PC. I want to build a tip for the tip. George, thank you so much for the $2 tip. Can't thank you enough for that. Thank you so much. George always gives me a tip every stream. Thank you so much for that, man. So I am completely lost, guys. I have no idea where that bloody thing was. So, with that in mind, because I'm missing... God damn it. I'm missing 2 blocks now, which I had before, by the way. I already opened the bloody door, but I had to go and die. Of course I had to. God damn it. Yeah, a lot of people, you know, the neck one, a lot of people think YouTube gives you a lot of money. It does not. YouTube pays you really bad. The fact, the matter is that they pay you bad because they want millions of views. Only if you get millions of views, then you get really well paid on YouTube. So my plan was to basically get the YouTube channel to be with enough views for it to become viable for me to approach sponsors. At the moment, sponsors don't really care about me because I only have 20,000 subscribers. 20,000 subscribers is very poor for a YouTube channel. So that's why they kind of, you know, don't want to do that. But hey, I don't want to feel like I'm basically only talking about myself. You guys need to ask questions about visual effects. I don't want to basically take over this conversation, you know? It's just basically just I just want you guys to give the opinion. No, that's not. Oh, god damn it. It was not here. I can't remember where I got it. So if you guys have questions about visual effects, Showreels, Nuke, just go ahead and do it. I don't want to like monetize, like basically don't want to like basically take over this conversation because I know you guys have a lot of things to ask, you know. So I don't want to be that guy. Thank you so much, Log Tulini, for the wonderful words. Unfortunately, that's the reality of things. People don't buy anything anymore. They don't like to buy anything anymore. No one wants to pay anything. Everyone just wants everything for free now, yesterday. That's how people operate these days. Ah, oh, god damn it. I think I have to get... Like, where is the plate of the queen? Is that the one I'm missing? I know where the... god damn it. Where's the plate of the queen? I have no idea where the plate of the queen is. God damn it. I kind of need to, like... look for this thing. So supposedly it's on 1F, but who knows anymore? Who knows? Would it be 1F? But I've been there. I just been there on 1F, and it wasn't there. This is weird. Other hospital 1F. Well, I need to backtrack this again. Rai says, how about pushing the bonus and benefits of Nuke scripts and maybe some sample frames that you can receive on Patreon subscribers? What do you mean push? You mean to push up or you mean push down? What do you mean about that? Let me know what you mean, Rise, about that. Is it up or down that you mean? Do you mean like putting that on the $5? On the $5, or do you mean going up? So George says, I just checked today the LFuse node in Nuke, and it looked more like a merge node and with some admix. I don't really know I don't think I know that node, to be honest. I don't think so. Where did you find that node? Don't think I know what node you're talking about. Let's see here. Okay, I need to kind of backtrack all these things. It has to be here somewhere. I just need to find it. Probably missed something, as I usually do. I always miss something on this bloody game. Why did I have to die, man? God damn it! I'm just so pissed that I died. So upset with that, because it just makes me really pissed at that. Need to find where that thing is, and I don't know where that thing is, man. God damn it. Well, I'm gonna go up anyway. Maybe I should go and get that blood thing. Yeah, I'll do that now. At least I get that one, and then I can save, maybe. So I'll go to the top floor. I'll get the blood. Kill the beast, get the blood, and then at least I'm already in a third. So the okay, so the blood is actually not there. Oh yeah, it's on the second. It's not there. It's on the second. Yeah, I've been on the third. It's on the second. I don't think I've ever used the fusion. I never used that node. Sorry about that. So Pixel Phil is asking me, could you tell us something about your school career? Did you study something in the arts? Yes, I did. So my career started in... oh, I can't go through here. Okay, so I need to go through the staircase, yes. My career started on arts, yes. So I was a big sucker for doing film. And so I was filming a lot with video cameras all over the place, you know, doing things with friends, you know. And then I took art in my high school. I took art, drawing, painting, those kind of things. And then I took a fine art degree, like a master's degree in arts in Portugal. And that master's degree was basically specialized, you know, specialization was painting. But obviously my favorite thing to do was not painting. My favorite thing to do was actually working in video art. So I did a lot of video art at the art school. So and that's where I learned how to use After Effects. That's where I learned how to use Premiere. That's where I learned how to use cameras, you know. So I basically started learning because of video art, because I kind of felt like that was the only way for me to develop my career as an artist, was to do video art. And so I did a lot of short films. And I, of course, at some point I had to start earning money for a living, you know, like everyone else. And because of that, of course, I started basically working, you know, doing like visual effects for small companies, doing visual effects for doing corporate films. I've worked a little bit on a local TV channel, you know. So that's kind of how I started going into that industry. And then, you know, one thing lead to another. Started doing TV spots, started doing TV work, started doing more short films. Then I started doing a lot of After Effects. Eventually, it all led to where I am now, you know, which is to work in the industry. I've been working in the industry a lot for 20 years. So the art school was definitely a very important part of my life, because that kind of brought a lot of things to my attention, you know, like composition, color, photography. I learned a lot of things on the art school, you know, and I really recommend everyone to always learn something artistic on this kind of environment, because learning photography, color, and composition is one of the most important things for compositing, you know, especially if you want to be a successful compositor. So that would be my advice to you. Okay, I think it was this room. Wasn't it this room that had the beast? No, it's not this room. Oh my god, I'm lost. Completely lost, man. I am completely lost. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we need to do a break anyway. So, let's do a break. It's been another 45 minutes. George is actually saying here, I don't have a lot of money, but if I have goals, so I make the effort to invest in my education, it's the best investment anyway. I laugh at people complaining. It's just to do. You want to evolve or not. Even if you could not take the Nuke course, the workshop here are unique and full of info, difficult to find anywhere else. $5 here or Patreon is nothing. Well, I mean, you say that, George, but it's you didn't say that. Okay. So then who wrote that? Who wrote that? Someone wrote that. It was logged to Linny. Maybe that's a question from somewhere else or someone else. Maybe it was from someone else. Or maybe it's from Linny. Maybe Linny said that. I don't know. I'm confused as you are, George. I'm just as confused as you. Anyway, let's just... It was okay. So that was Linny that said it, not George. Sorry, George. But yeah, thank you so much for that kind of words, Linny. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're right. Like, investing in education is very important. I definitely think so. And I kind of think that $5 is not a lot for the content that I produce on my YouTube channel. But you'll be pressed to find, you know, as you said a long time ago, I have 20,000 subscribers and I only have 130 Patreons. So where are the other 860 people? So anyway, I'm going to leave you guys for a few minutes. I'll be right back. Let's do a break. Don't forget to stretch your legs. Don't forget to watch something outside the window maybe. Don't forget to actually relax and chill for a little. Drink some water and get some blood flowing on your legs, okay? I'll see you very soon. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in about 3 to 4 minutes, okay? I'll see you very soon. Here's an intermission. Okay, so I'm back. Hope you all stretch your legs. Hope you drink some water. So you guys, George and Linny is having a really nice conversation here. Everyone else is awfully quiet. Thank you so much for all the kind words. And George, the thing here with me is this: if I can get some sponsors, then I don't even need the support. That's the point. Like, I really want to get some sponsors, and to get some sponsors, I need to get the channel up and running. You know. Anyway, let's not talk more about this. What you guys have to ask me. Come on, ask me things. Go for it. Ask me things about compositing. Ask me things about visual effects, about my career, about my industry, about showreels, anything you like. The floor is yours. I'm not going to talk anymore about myself anymore. And now I'm just going to try to kill this bloody thing with the blood. So, obviously, I know, we've already done this, I know, but, you know, unfortunately, I fucked up, and I died, and now I have to do it again. Let's just give him the blood. And let's see here. At least I have the Mad Hatter. That's good. I'm still missing the Queen, and I don't know where the Queen is. That's the problem. So let's go here. So now I have 3 of them. Mad Hatter, the Turtle, and the Cat. I'm missing the Queen. Now where the hell is the Queen? That's the problem. I'm not gonna die again. I don't remember where the Queen is. So I guess then what should I do? I probably should just start going floor by floor, door by door. So in here I have a couple of doors. At least I have room to... I'm gonna just give it a go. I'm gonna try the last door here, which is the only one that can open, which is this one, and see if it's in here. I think I just have to go through every single door, just make sure I didn't miss anything. So it's not on this one. I'm only missing 1, so shouldn't be that hard. I hope not. Now, basically, let's see here. Ahmad Magbot says, any plan on making a Houdini course? Yes, I had a Houdini course, but no one wanted it. So I made a course. It had Houdini on it and everything. It was the Oak Lake short film project. It had Houdini, it had Maya, it had Substance. It was a full visual effects 3D course. But no one supported it, so I canceled it on Kickstarter. Because I didn't have enough people to support the course. So I think again, it kind of goes back to the same discussion we always have. It is... Oh, I know where the red one is. Oh, for fuck's sake, it's already there. Oh my god, it's already here. I already had it here. Sorry about that. Anyway, I will plan to make this course again once. Like, maybe someday I'll do that course again. But as it stands, it doesn't look like people really wanted that course, because we didn't get, you know, we got maybe like 20% of the thing anyway. But if you wanna know more about that anyway, if you wanna know more about that course, here's the link. That was the course that I had with Houdini. So maybe have a look. I will probably plan to do it again soon. I'm hoping that I can do it soon. Maybe in a few months, maybe in January, maybe in October. I'll try. Rich Harper says, what would you say are the key skills demonstrate for a junior comp artist showreel? So, this is a very important question, Harper. Thank you so much for that question. And let me try to explain everything in one go while I'll do this thing, because we've done this already. So the red one can't be here anyway. So the main skills, here's the thing. If you want to work in visual effects in film, so there are two types of showreels, right? If you want to work in, and there's no problem with you having as many showreels as you would like. It's not a problem at all. If you want to work in film, if you want to work in DNEG or Framestore or MPC or ILM, all those companies that work on massive motion pictures, your showreel has to focus on rotoscoping, on painting, on prep, on keying. Those are the main things you need to have in your showreel. You do not have to do CG compositing. You do not have to do fancy projections. You know why? Because if you start in a company in film as a junior, you will never do anything else than roto, paint, key, and prep. So those are the things you want to put. You want to put a really good green screen with really a lot of detail. You want to put on your showreel a lot of rotoscoping. You want to put on your showreel a lot of prep and cleanup. Those are the things you want to focus on your showreel, okay? Do not lose time with CG compositing. Having said that, if you want to work in a commercials company, like imagine if you want to work at Nexus, or if you want to work at the Mill, or if you want to work at Jellyfish Pictures, if you want to work on a smaller commercials company, not a film company, then it's a different matter altogether. Then you should focus on having everything I've discussed so far, but you should add to that some CG compositing and some matte painting and projection. This is how it works. If you want to work in film, you basically focus on keying, rotoscoping, rotoscoping, keying, prep, and cleanup work. That's when you want to focus on, okay? We're not gonna die again. God damn it. If I die again, I'll cancel this game. I will not play it again. God damn it, just die already. How hard are these nurses, man? So I hope that answered your question. I hope so. Hope that answered your question. So any other questions here? Yeah, that was the question. Did it answer your question? Let me know. Okay, I didn't die this time. God damn it, thanks God to that. So, what doors can I open here? So, okay, so I still... Okay, let's start on the top. Wait a minute. No problem. No problem, Harper. So Harper, have you bought my Nuke course? If you have, I'm gonna have a lot of showreel classes on it. So... so if you are signed up to my Kickstarter course, you'll be happy to know that we're gonna have a lot of classes about showreels in production. Don't worry. Okay, can I open it through here as well? Ah, cool! I can unlock this. That's perfect, because then I can start going through here. Perfect. Other question. George is saying, how about talking a bit about on-work production? What do you mean on work? You mean, do you mean you want me to talk about what I'm working on right now? Is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? Or maybe I'm wrong. And then... Okay, so I'm a bit confused now. So George then says, at least this is what I'm getting so far all the years. Okay. I'm not really sure if I understand what you mean, George. George says clients are asking for the realism, but actually they want surrealism. What do you mean? So George, can you explain to me what you're talking about on work production? Is that you want me to talk about what I'm working on now? Is that what you mean? Please clarify what you mean, because I didn't get it. Didn't fully understand what you mean. But if they ask photorealism, they want surrealism, well, you know, clients are clients. Do not forget that clients are paying. And since they're paying, they're the boss. Clients are always right. When they're not, of course. They're never right until they are. That's the way. They're paying for your bills. So never forget that you kind of have to do what the clients ask you. Never forget that none of the stuff you're doing is actually belonging to you. Everything you do belongs to the client. Jesus, this is riveting music. It's like Anstunsnabauten or something. Ah, cool. This is disinfecting alcohol. That's good. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm nothing usable. Okay. Huh. This music is good. So okay, you need to like you need to explain yourself better, George. Come on, don't leave me hanging like this. Okay, I'm not really sure why the music is so intense just on this room. And why is it suddenly so intense? Okay, operating room, definitely gonna go there. Clients, it's not a matter of clients being right. The problem here is that you guys cannot forget the clients are paying. And they are the ones paying the money, which means you kind of have to do what they ask for. You need to understand that whenever you work in visual effects, or you work in 3D, or you work in any video games, on TV, on film, on cinema, whenever you're working on these things, you need to understand that it's not your production. Like, the films are not yours. Jesus Christ. The films are not yours. The content is not yours. The video game is not yours either. The CG is not yours. The renders are not yours. The compositing is not yours. The footage is not yours. Everything is owned by the client, because you're just an artist that comes in and works in the plates. So you need to really realize that they are the ones that can control the production. So obviously, if they want you to do something, you have to do it. Unless you don't want to do the production, but that's up to you, you know? Like, if you don't want to do the production, then you don't have to do the production. No one is forcing you to accept the job, you know? So just keep that in mind, that these productions are not yours, you know? Damn it, just die already. Okay, so this time I didn't die, and I have a key for all my pain. Basement key, great. So, Nuke17 asks, hello, Hugo. I signed up for the Kickstarter course, and I'm really excited. Well, Nuke17, I'm so happy that you're excited. I am very excited to do it as well. Let's just get this key. I'm gonna answer your question outside because the music is too loud here. I'm just gonna go outside here. Let's see if the music gets a bit less intense. So you're basically asking. I was wondering if we can move up a tier anytime before the course begins, or is it too late? Yeah, so you can change your pledge at any time until the 11th of July. So it's in about 10 days from now, on the 11th of July. That's when the course is over. So you can change the pledge at any time. Yes. And then your other question also: what is the difference between last year's course and this year? So last year's course is the same as this year. Yes, it's the same exact course. Just don't forget, Nuke17, that I've added a bunch of new classes. So besides the course from last year, we're also adding extra classes that are new. The classes have to do with showreel support, they have to do with production support, they have to do with how to make your best use of your time. I'm sure you've noticed on the description of the text, because I did send it to all the followers and all the subscribers on Kickstarter. So you probably noticed that we've added a bunch of new classes. I hope you've noticed it. Sorry. Okay, so let's see. Go back here. I hope that answered your question. Okay, so I've done all of this. I went through all these rooms. What is the only room? Let's see what's missing. So I'm missing a bunch of stuff there on the side. Reception, waiting room, office, examination. I can't go in there for some reason. Also missing the conference room. Okay. So, let's see here. And then in here, not missing anything. So I've done everything. Oh, no, wait a minute. I need to go to the basement. That's right, because I have the basement key now. So let's just do the basement then. So to go to the basement, I can go to the elevator. Let's just do the elevator then. Elevator is this way, I guess. Yep, it is. Okay, cool. So elevator is there. I just hit the wall. Elevator is here. Let's see here. So going back to the questions here as well. Hope that answered your question, Nuke 17. So real Pixel Phil asks, when importing a camera from 3D application in NP Pass, is it possible to import specific positions into Nuke using Nulls? Maybe I keep having to position all my cards manually, looking at the point cloud, and it's kind of frustrating. Well, you can attach geometry to points. So if you have points in 3D, you can then attach the geometry using the selection tool in the 3D. I don't have Nuke open now because we're playing Silent Hill, but Real Pixel Phil, if you want me, I can show you this on the next stream. So if you come back on Thursday, I can just open 3D and Nuke, and then I can show you how that works. It's really simple for you to attach points, so that's actually quite simple. I hope that was what you mean with that. He's very tired, I see. Why is he so tired? Is he in red? Why is he so tired? Oh, I see why is he tired. I'm almost. Oh man, I'm almost dead. I didn't even notice. That's why he was so tired. Okay, let's go to the basement. So another question I have here from George. Is this a cutscene? I think it's a cutscene. No, it's not a cutscene. Just another bloody nurse. There's so many nurses on this hospital. I insist using the pipe, you know, like I should of course use the gun. I just don't want to spend all the bullets. So George is asking, I was running a project in a company that I was asked for small matte painter to do concepts. We did all the concepts. Client agreed the process with the concepts we had, and after starting delivering things, they asked for changes. In some parts it was small changes. In other parts, it was huge changes, to the point that I needed a new concept, but they didn't want to pay more, even though we had worked on already approved concepts and spent days on the plates. Well, George, yeah, we get all this all the time, but you just have to be firm with your clients. I know clients have the power of doing these things, but if they are doing work that they're not paying for, then they have to pay for it. This is all solved, George, by having it on the contract. So the contract needs to say, if any deviation of the plan happens, then they need to pay more. You just need to make sure the contract clearly states this, so that whenever you go off track with your concept, you need to get more money. If your contract didn't have anything like that, I mean, I'm talking about the contract with the client, then you have no choice. You have to do what the client wants. But always make sure the contract specifies how many changes they will get and how many times they can change things. Always specify those things. It's very important, you know. People forget that. People are always very keen to get the work, but they never really think about how to maintain the work and how to have a good relationship with the client, you know. So then George continues his conversation with, I ended up doing the most of the work alone because the company did not want to got any extra money. Because the company did not got any extra money and did not wanted to pay more artists for that. I did those changes, but trust me, from the inside, I'm still want to kill them for changing the concepts and trying to put the blame on me for the changes. Yeah, George, it really sounds to me like the company really didn't care, and it sounds to me like your company, you know, but what's the expression? Sounds to me that your company, what's the name? Throw you over the bus, you know. Thank you so much, Rorak, for the following. So it kind of sounds to me like they really throw you under the bus. The company shouldn't have done that, man. They should have supported you. They should have stuck with you, and they should definitely have forced the client to pay more. It's a shame that they've done that. Real shame. You know, I hate when companies do those kind of things. But this is, you know, trust me when I tell you this, that there's not a single company in the world that really cares really about you. This is something everyone on the chat should really realize. Companies do not care about you. They only care about profits. Please understand that, you know. So George says, okay, you answered me. The company that I did the project has no contracts with the clients. Okay, well, you need to have contracts. That is the thing, you know. You really need to do that. So feel like really think about that. Rich Harper is posting a video here. What is this video? What is this? Is this something cool to watch? Oh yeah, I've seen this video. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna play it now. You guys can all watch it later. It is a really good video though. It's really nice. Okay, so let's go back to this mumbo jumbo. Where was I? So we have the staircase. Well, let's open the staircase anyway. It does open. That's good. So I can now go through the staircase. That's good. And then what else? Well, let's just go through all the doors, I guess. Are they all open? God damn it. Oh man, Jesus. Oh, I'm fucked. Wait a minute. I need to like get my shotgun. And I need to get some of this. They're not gonna kill me. Not today. One from the other side, man. This is so unfair. Ah! Die. Oh man, god damn it. Okay. There we go. This is why I have the shotgun. For situations like this. Are they dead now? These bitches are gonna kill me, man. Can't believe they did this to me. Okay, so what can I get here? So I can get... Body is laid out of the bed. Doesn't feel like checking this out. He doesn't want to check it out. That's nice of him. But is there anything here, though? Like, what was the point of coming here, then? If there's nothing here on the morgue, what's the point of coming here? Okay, so none of the bodies I can kind of actually check. Okay. Fine. Let's just go through the other door, then. I'm sure one of them... Okay. Here we go. So now I'm sure this is gonna go lovely. Let's just use the basement key. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, there's more things like that. Can I get that? No. None of that. Okay, so there's some bullets here. That's good. Some handgun bullets. That's always good. What else? Okay, some shotgun bullets. There's a door here as well. That's some shotgun bullets, shells. That's good. And then what else can I get? Can't get anything here. No. This is a massive door, I think. Nothing inside. Okay, so what's the point of that? Can I push this? No. It looks like I can push it, though. Can I push it? How do I push it? Do you want to push the cabinet? Yes, because I can see the scratches on the floor. There we go. Okay, cool. So that's a door. Looks like a door. Okay. Some kind of warehouse. Okay. Yeah, okay, so... What is that? Looks like a hallway under the crate, okay? Can't move it since the vines have grown around it. But I think I have some kind of liquids, don't I? I think I do. I think so. Let's see here. I had some kind of acid, didn't I? Yeah, there you go. So alcohol. Maybe that works. Does it work? Yeah, it does. Look at that. Beautiful. Pour the disinfected alcohol into the vines. And now the vines are dead. Are they dead? Okay, so now I guess I need to get a lighter and I'll just burn them up. There you go. Yes. Love when a plan comes together. Ah, look at that fire. High quality fire right there. Look at the speed transparency. That's awesome. Cool. Cool beans. So this worked. Okay, let's just go inside. Because I'm an idiot. I always go inside. Okay, so what is this? Oh, look at that. 3D. It's 3D. It's three-dimensional. Oh, man. Where am I? Where the hell am I? I don't have the map. Okay, that's great. Hey, guys, don't forget to ask questions. Huh? This is a Q&A. Oh, man. 2 of them at the same time. Again. These little fuckers, man. Well, this one is dead. And the other one is right after. So, one after the other. I think the green ones are harder to kill. I noticed the blue ones are easier. So I think the green ones are really the tough ones. Tough some nails, man. Just die already. Oh, man, don't do that to me. Come on, just die. Oh, just keeps changing places as well. I'm not gonna die today. Oh, there's another one. Jesus. I am on the red again. Again. You know what? I'm gonna just get a shotgun because I can't bear doing this. How many rounds do I have? I have 21. What about the gun? I have 200 bullets. 200 bullets. I have 200 bullets. What am I waiting for? You just shoot the bitch. Jesus, I have 200 bullets. Oh, still was not enough. Are they dead? I guess it is. Is it dead? I can't believe I have 200 bullets. Jesus Christ. Are these doors? Yeah, there they are. I don't even think the bullets are gonna be enough. Jesus Christ. They die already. Okay. Well, that's nice. Oh, there's so many doors here. What are they? Do they all open? Jesus Christ, how many people do these floors have? Man, the game is really getting better now. The game is getting properly scary now. I mean, I'm not saying it's scary. I'm just like meaning like the game is just becoming harder now, and it's just not telling me anything. Oh, look at that. There's a VHS tape. Look at that. I guess I need to use it on the VCR. Okay, so I got a post here from João. What is this?
What do you want?
Oh,
what do you want?
This is pretty cool.
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
I need to show you guys this because this is pretty cool. Thanks, João, for sharing it with us. Let's just put it here in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna put it in full screen because this requires full screen. Just look at this beautiful thing.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
I have to go.
João, thank you so much for that.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
What do you want?
I have to go.
I have to go. I love that. I love that you just finished like, I have to go. It's like, I have to go. So typical of a client. I'm sorry, I just have to go now. And I'll just leave you alone now. And then now you have to do it yourself. It's just so awesome. Jesus Christ. That is amazing, man. This is gold. I need to put this on my... João, I hope you don't mind if I place this on my video, on my intro, because I think it would be awesome. What do you want? Oh my God. It is so funny. Thank you so much for sharing that, man. That is exactly how I feel when I work with clients. What do you want? And then they just say, I have to go now. I have to go now. Sorry. Hey. Oh man, this is not looking good. What is happening here? There's nothing here, man. What the fuck? Like, why am I listening to sounds, but there's nothing here? Nothing here, man. For fuck's sake. This looks like a prison, by the way. It doesn't even look like... I don't even have a map. I don't even know where I came from. Like, I opened that one, What about the rest? Why don't I have a map? Jesus Christ. Where's the map? God damn it. Wait, is this a map? No, it's not a map. Ugh. Another door. Okay.
What's this?
What's this? I don't know. You tell me. What is it?
Looks like someone's been here.
Looks like someone's been here. He's such a bad actor. It's awesome. He's such a bad actor. Alyssa. Okay. Alyssa? Who is Alyssa? Okay. Who's Alyssa? What the fuck is Alyssa? There's a key here, though. Can I get it? Yes. Examination room. Okay. Yes, perfect. So what about this? Oh, that's it. I can only look at it and it's just Alyssa. Okay, fine. No map? No? Why would I have the map, right? No maps. No, of course not. That would be too good, right? To have a map. And also to save. That would be awesome. But no. No, you can't save on this game. You just have to like keep going forever and ever and ever. God damn it. But where is that thing? I don't even have a map. Like, how do I even know where to go? You know what? I'm just gonna keep going. I'm sure there'll be a reason for me to do all this. Okay, so... Door is locked, okay, so that's all locked. So I guess there's nothing else for me to do here, I think? I don't know. Okay, well, I'll keep going with a three-dimensional corridor. Okay. So now I guess I have a key for something called the examination room. Oh, I didn't went to the... Okay, I still have some more rooms here to go. So let's do that. Let's just go to the other rooms and see what I can find there. Because I didn't see all the rooms yet. So I have a question here from Rorak4. Hi, Hugo. I'd like to work in the visual effects industry, but I hear these stories about the amount of overtime, underpayment, overall stress amount, health issues, and burnouts. What was your experience like? So first of all, Rorak4, I still work in the industry. So I know you're telling me what was my experience, but I still work in the industry, and I think it's bad. You know, it's bad that we have overtime. It's bad that there's overtime and stress relation, but never really say that we're underpaid, because we are not, man. We are really well paid. It's a really high pay industry. But I think for me, I think you just have to be careful with yourself. You just have to make sure you do good times. If the company is really not helping you with this, you need to move to another company. I think it's up to you to make sure that you treat yourself, because I can guarantee you, man, that no company in the world will ever treat you. Like, they will never help you. Because they only interest on shareholders, and they're only interest on getting money and revenue. So you are the only one that can really help yourself, okay? So you need to make sure your contract is good. You need to make sure you do not do too much overtime. I mean, it's always normal to do some overtime, because obviously this is a creative industry, and there's no reason that you sometimes need to work late. That's fine, because a creative industry means that creativity not always comes at the specific hour, So, but never really let the company abuse you. I think that would be my point of view. I've been abused by companies before, and I just try my best to not be abused anymore. That's kind of how I try to do it. So I have the examination key. I hope that answered your question. I really hope so. So what is, in your experience, how did you tackle this particular issue in the industry going in a healthier direction? I do think the industry is going in a healthier direction. I do see a lot of companies working hard to keep their artists happy. So I definitely think we are going into the right direction. I think so. And I think a lot of new people, younger people, are much more commonly attached to healthy choices. They have better healthy conscience for food. I do think it's... cutscene again. Oh, look at that beautiful CG cutscene. We're gonna wrap up soon anyway, because we've been going for like 2 hours already. So we're gonna wrap up soon.
Finally, someone else who's okay.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm not sure she's okay, but...
My name's Lisa Garland.
Hope that answered
What's
your
yours?
question, Rorak 4. Really hope that answered
Harry
your
Mason.
question.
Harry, tell me what's happening here. Where is everybody? I must have gotten knocked out. When I came to, everyone was gone. It's awful.
So you don't know anything either.
So,
Great.
so basically answering Giant
just don't
FX88.
get it.
Hi, Hugo. Regarding the course pledge, I
It's like this
supported
is all
the
some
early
kind of
bird
bad dream.
pledge, and I wanted to switch to another pledge and
Yeah,
keep the
a
£100
living
discount.
nightmare.
Was it exclusive to the basic
me
pledge?
ask you,
Yeah, it was
have you
exclusive
seen
to
a
the
little
basic
girl
pledge. It
around
was.
here?
So if you want to have a higher
Short,
pledge,
black hair, 7 years
unfortunately we
old.
don't have early access to those, because those
7-year-old
pledges,
girl.
you need to understand that those pledges require more money, because either you need to buy a Nuke license, which means we need to buy a Nuke license for you, or we have to do Skype calls, group calls, which means we have to take more time of our time. So we can't really do early bird for those pledges. That's kind of what I wanted to let you know.
That weird stuff in the
No? Why? Is there something down there?
Is there something down there?
You don't know? Don't you work here?
Man, they're so bad actors.
We're under strict orders never to enter the basement
Bad
storeroom,
actors.
so I really don't know. What did you say was down there?
I really don't know.
Well, it's...
Uh-oh.
Damn.
Okay, so we're gonna go back
My
to
head.
the other
What's
Silent
wrong?
Hill.
Harry?
It's going back
Harry,
now.
let me help you.
Harry,
Harry?
let me help you. Yeah, we're going back now to the... So we're not far from the end of the
Was I
game
dreaming?
now, actually.
You
Not far.
were too
We're in
late.
chapter 6, so it's only 9 chapters, so we're almost done.
It's you.
I think we're gonna finish the game next time.
Yes,
this woman
Dahlia
again.
Gillespie.
So Rich Harper asks, do you
Tell me
see
everything
the
you know.
high-end
What's
visual
going
effects
on?
industry moving out of London in the UK,
Darkness.
like towards Manchester, Baham, Derby?
The town is being
No, I do not.
devoured by
The visual
darkness.
effects industry, if it does move out of London,
Strength
it will
must
move to another
overcome
country.
petty desire,
So the
childish
only
sleep
reason the
talk.
visual effects industry might move to another
I
country
knew
is
this
because of
day
Brexit.
would come.
And if it's because of Brexit,
What are
it
you
won't
talking
move to
about? I
Manchester
don't
or
understand a
Derby,
word of this.
because Manchester and Derby are still
Believe the
inside the UK,
evidence
and they
of
still
your
will have the same
eyes.
problems of Brexit. I think the
other
visual effects industry is
churches
gonna,
down.
because of
That
Brexit,
is
it
your
might
destination.
move. If Brexit happens, you know, if it
This
does
is
happen.
beyond my ability.
If Brexit doesn't happen, then it's a different story. But if Brexit happens, I think it might be more possible for the industry to move to Ireland. It could move to Germany. It could move to Paris. It might not move just to one single place. It might move to several places. Okay. So Real Pixel Phil asks, early birds can still get the studio license. Yes, you can. So you can still get the studio license, the student license later on. Just ask me and we can do that. That's not a problem at all. We're gonna wrap up, guys, because I kind of want to wrap up today, but I need to save the game though. So as I remember, we can save the game. I think it was on The Office. Yes, exactly. So I can save the game here. Just gonna go ahead and save the game so we can continue next week. I think the save was not. No, it's not here. No, wait a minute. The save is actually outside. Yes, so it's through here. So now we're not on the rusty Silent Hill anymore. Now we're in the normal Silent Hill. Basically, I'm just gonna save the game here, and we'll continue next week. Okay, so how long have we been playing this game? Okay, 10 hours. Wow, that's really stupid. It shouldn't take that long. So we're gonna kind of wrap up. So João Baião is saying Portugal about the visual effects industry moving. No chance, João. Portugal is not a good place to move the visual effects industry. I'll tell you why. There's a lot of reasons why. First of all, Portugal does not have the capability or the facilities to have a lot of high-end visual effects. They lack, I believe, in my view, they lack the professionalism and they lack the basic professionalism to actually have such a high-end industry. Also, the weather doesn't help, because it's always warm, and when it's really warm, people don't really like to work too much. So I don't think that country is a good country for those kind of things. I think southern countries are not good for very much visual effects where you have to be indoors inside in front of a computer. This is why most of the big companies are in Germany and in London and Sweden. Those are better countries to do those kind of things. So I don't think it will come to Portugal. Having said that, I think it will be split by a lot of countries. So I think Portugal will be one of them for sure. But anyway, I wanted to just thank you so much for this really cool conversation. I really enjoyed this conversation today. We talked a lot about my Patreon, of course, and my channel. I am really sorry for that. But don't forget, it would really, really mean a lot to me if you all would vote on my voting on my Patreon, okay? So like I said, you do not need to pay on my Patreon to vote. But you do need to subscribe. You do need to have a Patreon account. But I would love for you to all to go to that link that I'm posting on the chat now, and I would love for you to vote on the conversation that is going on there. Like I said, you don't need to be on my Patreon. You can just sign up for Patreon for free. And then you just need to follow my channel. You don't need to pay my channel to vote. I left the voting completely open to everyone. The vote so far has 19 votes, and it's winning by a long margin the 3 months exclusive Patreon. So I would love for you all to vote. I really want to know what you guys think. So I can't thank you enough for being here. A round of applause for everyone that has been here every week supporting me. Every week they've been here helping my channel. Every week they've been here helping. And, of course, a round of applause to Log Tulini, which she's been helping me so much with all the questions. She's our moderator. And Log Tulini, thank you so much for the help. You always, every week, help me so much on this. So can't thank you enough. I'll see you next Thursday. Don't forget. So Thursday we're gonna continue the last workshop we did. Don't forget, last time we were really having fun with the workshop. I think actually I'm just gonna share the screen here real quick. So last week we were actually doing a lot of advanced compositing. We were doing a lot of IBK here in Pharrell. We also ended up doing quite a lot of high detailed hair on Kylie Minogue here using the IBK here. So we're going to continue this on Thursday. So please join me on Thursday. These are some of the images of the last week's workshop. So join me on Thursday for another lovely session with Nuke on Thursday. And thank you so much for being here. You guys are the reason why I keep doing these streams. Thank you so much. I always have so much fun here. So have a great day. I hope to see you on Thursday. Don't forget, Thursday we do the workshop. And on Monday, we will continue the Silent Hill gameplay. I think we're going to finish the game on the next version. I think next time we play it, we will finish the game. Really apologize. We should have finished today, but I died. And so couldn't do anything about that. So I'm going to leave you guys with my favorite song. And I hope to see you next Thursday. And have a great day. Have a great week, okay? Keep sane and don't work too hard, okay? I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.